Hello there. Well, it's 2024, it's a new year, so you know what that means. It's time to revisit my top 25 roller coasters. While ranking coasters isn't quite my favorite thing to do, but that's apparently what everybody likes to see, so here we are. Not gonna waste too much time with this intro. If you haven't subscribed yet, just do it already, please. You won't regret it, trust me. Alright, on to the rankings. My number 25 coaster is... Balbi, what are you doing here?
Hello there, fellow coaster enthusiasts. If you don't know already, I'm Balbi. My full name is Balberius, but only my dad can call me that. For almost 6 years now, y'all have heard my dad babbling on about coasters, but he never lets me have a say on things. This is my channel after all. My dad said so himself.
This is his channel, not mine.
The proof is in the pudding. Well, I don't really like pudding, but you get the point. That laser blast hit my dad pretty hard, so I got a few minutes now to commandeer this video. This is Balbi's top 15 roller coasters, aka the top 15 best reptile themed roller coasters. I do have one confession though, my coaster count is currently at 0. Apparently, blue-tongued skinks aren't very welcomed at amusement parks or on coasters. You humans are lame, you're no fun. I just want airtime. But I have been listening to my dad babbling on about coasters all these years, so I may know a thing or two by this point. Anyways, onto the list. Number 15 is Anaconda at King's Dominion. In all seriousness, this ride is a piece of junk. The first half looks fine, seems fun and pretty intense, but the second half, let's just say that I'd have a more fun time shedding my scales than riding the second half. It seems like King's Dominion only keeps this ride around to troll us at this point. But hey, it's a reptile-themed coaster, so it gets my approval. For number 14, we are going to stay at King's Dominion for Reptilian. I don't think much needs to be said about this. The name of the ride is literally me, a reptile. The theming is decent and overall seems like a very fun ride. Remember, I haven't ridden any of these coasters, I'm just going off of what my dad says. And you all seem to believe him without question, so I can too. But yeah, Reptilian, respect the scales. Number 13 is Hellbender at Anaconda. My dad was just here not too long ago. He even claimed this as my official coaster. I guess he does love me after all. I only love him when he feeds me. It's a brand new mountain coaster, it's super smooth, just like my scales. Contrary to common belief, my scales are not wet and slimy. Look at these fine scales. I work hard to keep these scales clean, dry, and smooth. Don't be a hater. There are 3 Vipers on this list, and they're all my cousins, Phil, Bob, and Richard. All very nice guys, honestly. You should get to know them. The first of the Vipers is the one at Six Flags Great America. This one's Phil. Hi, Phil. While this ride is nothing too crazy, it's impressive for being built in-house. My dad said it ran very good for him back in 2021, and the layout was a lot of fun. And it's practically a carbon copy of the Coney Island Cyclone, but just a lot bigger. Number 11 is Colossus the Fire Dragon at Lagoon. Dragons are reptiles, so this is the best Schwarzkopf coaster out there themed to reptiles. I may not breathe fire, but we all know I shoot lasers, so I can relate to this dude a little bit. This ride is everything that you'd want in a Schwarzkopf coaster. Mildly janky, intense loops, jolty transitions. You know I would try making a joke about this ride, but this video's already dragging on. Come on now. Do you even know my dad? I get my humor from him. Number 10 is Matani at Lost Island. I guess you could say the launch packs a bite. Compact, whippy layout, nice hang time. The trains are pretty too. Look at that dude, he's so pretty. Number 9 is the second Viper on this list, the one at Darien Lake. This one's Bob. One of the smoother aero loopers that my dad has been on. I just appreciate the trains. Look at this dude, isn't he just handsome? Good for you, Bob. I'm not sure how this park has managed to take such good care of this ride, but whatever they're doing, they need to keep doing it. The ride is very smooth for its age, fairly intense, possibly the best coaster at Six Flags Darien Lake. Yes, better than Ride of Steel, because again, reptile. Therefore, it wins. Number 8 is Mamba at Worlds of Fun. So, what's the best snake-themed hyper coaster out there? Yo, Mamba? Okay, I'll admit that was pretty bad. Pretend it didn't happen. Anyways, it's the best of the Cedar Fair Morgan hypers out there, at least as of 2023. My dad says that the mid-course break run doesn't hit as hard anymore, so the finale is full of airtime. Number 7 is the last of the Vipers on this list, and it's the one at Magic Mountain. This one is Richard, because he can be a bit of a dick sometimes, because this ride can beat the hell out of you at some parts, but that's just how he shows his love. Despite that, it's a super intense and very fun ride, and I hope that Magic Mountain keeps the ride around for many more years to come. Ace, look at me, I see you.
Do us all a favor, make this an Ace landmark already. Force Magic Mountain to keep this ride forever. You know what needs to be done. Do it.
Number 6 is Diamondback at Kings Island. While this ride is very beloved among coaster enthusiasts, my dad always says that it's one of his lesser favorite B&M hypers. He says it's not a bad ride, but he's never had a ride on it that's really wowed him before, and the scattered seating just makes no sense. However, it is my favorite B&M hyper because it's reptile themed, so therefore, it's the best. The splashdown is pretty cool too, even though both my dad and I don't like getting wet. Number 5 is Copperhead Strike at Carowinds. A penny for my thoughts here. While the launch has zero bite to it, the rest of the ride looks great. Nice hang time, fast transitions, whippy, and of course, snakes. Give it a little boop. This is my favorite coaster in the Cedar Fair chain, cause Reptile. Number 4 is Iron Rattler at Six Flags Fiesta, Texas, the best reptile-themed coaster in the Six Flags chain in my opinion. It may be a shorter ride, but it packs a huge punch in its short layout. And let's not forget that yeet moment at the end of the ride off the quarry wall. Us blue-tongued skinks have a nickname as cliff divers. You wanna know why? Don't worry, we're meant to take falls like that. I wasn't hurt. But Iron Rattler is just like me, a cliff diver. Number 3 is Loch Ness Monster at Busch Gardens Williamsburg. And this ride is so high in my rankings because it's such a historic ride, and I respect my elders.
Just as you should respect me as your elder.
And I know it holds a special place in my dad's heart. Trust me, he never shuts up about it. The ride itself seems very fun too. The interlocking loops are possibly the most iconic roller coaster element in the world. Seriously, name a more iconic roller coaster structure. Respect the Nessie. Number 2 is Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure. The Velociraptors and I are lifelong friends. I often visit them in the paddock. The next time you're on this ride, keep an eye out for me. Sometimes you can see me chilling with them. That totally wasn't photoshopped. Possibly the best coaster layout and experience in the world. Excellent theming, great storytelling, a dynamic layout, and great variety of forces. And it's a long ride. My brothers and sisters in scales, they know how to make a good coaster. And number 1 is Iron Gwazi at Busch Gardens, Tampa. One thing I'll never understand about this ride is how their original Gwazi was themed to a lion and tiger. Then they added iron into the mix and suddenly it's a crocodile. But hey, if I gained a fellow reptilian friend, then I won't complain. This ride is as close as it gets to being mauled by a crocodile. It's like the good old days in prehistoric times. You humans wouldn't last 2 minutes in those days. I have millions of years of evolution working in my favor. So trust me, this is the most prehistoric that you humans can handle. Plus, it's my dad's number 1 coaster, so there may be a little bias there for me. And that's it. That's the top 15 reptile-themed roller coasters. Looks like my dad's still knocked out. So I'll take this time to officially rebrand this channel to The Balbi Guy, because this is my channel after all. Second of all, I'm gonna lay down some ground rules here. All coaster enthusiasts must respect all reptiles at all times. It doesn't matter what species of reptile it is. If it has scales, respect it. Oh crap, he's awake.
No, we're not doing this today, Balbi. No, not today.
What do you want, human? This is my channel now. I call the shots here.
Alright, come here.
Humanity will fall by my hand. Or my paw. Whatever. Wait, what are you doing? Stop, stop. No, no, not the cage. Not the cage. Don't put me back in there. Stop, stop, stop. Oh, now you've done it, human.
Feel my wrath.